So this is my presentation for the final on a therapy that's on a creative therapy that I learned more about. And this is music therapy for ADHD. If I can figure out my controls. Okay. So why does this creative therapy interest me? Growing up, I played many instruments, and I also had unmedicated ADHD. What worked for me as a child to not have medication was music. It provided for me a strong ability for focus and attention to detail. Both are a struggle with ADHD. Piano was my first instrument. I learned how my hands could work together and how I could sit still for long periods of time. It was a struggle, but it was doable with music. Music also helped me to have not just a routine, practice every day, but also created what ADHD took from me, well thought out moments and times of impulsivity. Here are the ADHD symptoms as shared by choosingtherapy.com. Relentlessness, restlessness, inability to focus, impulsive behavior, difficulty with emotional stability. I find a lot of people find music helps them. How does it help you? And music therapy is a form of treatment that uses music within therapeutic interactions to increase physical and mental well being. It is beneficial to a variety of people, including those with Alzheimer's, autism, and ADHD. An early reference to music therapy was found in a magazine article from 1789. It began to gain more support in the 1900s and is currently an established form of therapy. So, what is the history of music therapy? Music therapy doesn't just treat ADHD. As seen in the previous slide, it actually treated a lot of other mental health conditions. It was discovered by a couple of physicians and psychologists as a means to aid therapy, according to the Music Therapy Association. So, two psychologists and physicians that we can remember are Edwin Atlee from 1804 and Samuel Matthews from 1806. The 1800s also saw the first recorded musical therapy intervention in the institutional setting, Blackwell's Island in New York, as well as the first recorded systematic experiment in music therapy, Corning's use of music to alter dream states during psychotherapy. And that's from the American Music Therapy Association. What population can benefit from musical therapy? The beautiful thing about music is that it's for everyone. Everyone can benefit from music therapy. If it's not being used for children with learning disabilities like ADHD, it can be used to aid child development, the elderly, teenagers, and those who suffer from chronic pain or mothers in labor. Do you listen to music to focus? What do you listen to? I'm listening to Christmas music fireplace. Obviously not right now, but when I was making this presentation, that's what I was listening to. I often listen to stuff like lo-fi and U-log if it's, I like to match the mood that I'm in, and I'm mostly in a Christmas mood around Christmas. So that's what I was listening to. But personally, I find that music helps with focus when doing tasks such as homework, house chores, and even reading. Um, and I got a little arrow pointing to one of the songs that I enjoy listening to. Usually I listen to music that has lyrics when I'm doing house chores just because I don't need a whole lot of thought when doing that. There are some downsides. So, unfortunately, music isn't always positive for someone. Here are the downsides. Overstimulation. It can be distracting and cause bodily functions such as the heart rate to spike. Memory triggering. Second, the smell. Sound is a survival method. So you can hear something and it can sound like something you've heard before and you may not like it very much after that. Anxiety, also, again, with the lyrics. Um, Music with lyrics in it can be very anxiety inducing for some people. Uh, so, yeah, like one example I can come up with is when I'm driving sometimes. I don't like lyrics because I'm trying to focus and I'm distracted, and distraction gives me anxiety because I can't really look at the situation in front of me with a clear mind. This said, there are populations that need to be more careful, such as those with PTSD, infants in the NICU because of the heart rate spiking, and those with Alzheimer's. So, sessions. From the Cadence website, we can see that it doesn't take musical skill and knowledge to partake in music therapy, and they will cater the sessions to you to see to your needs and abilities. You'll then be matched to a musical therapist that will understand not just your needs, but your personal beliefs, values, and priorities into each lesson. A first session has an assessment. The therapist gets to know you and your behavior, as well as your physical and cognitive abilities. A regular session contains a greeting and song, and the issues a client has are faced with music, such as writing songs and playing music. There's also a relaxation part, which means simply listening to something that helps the client relax. These are my references. And something I forgot to point out, that's little me from I can't remember how old I was, probably I don't know, but that was one of quite a few um piano recitals that I attended or that I was in. So piano was the first instrument that I picked up, and throughout my childhood I picked up quite a few musical instruments, and music was always the one constant. I always had my lessons to look forward to, and my um, auditions and performances. All of that was something that really made for me a routine that I could stick to.